In a dramatic development shaking the Democratic Republic of the Congo, a military court in Kinshasa has sentenced former President Joseph Kabila to death in absentia. Kabila, who ruled the mineral-rich country from 2001 until 2019, was convicted on charges of war crimes, treason, and crimes against humanity. The court accused him of supporting the advance of the M23 rebel group, a militia long linked to Rwanda in DRC's troubled eastern provinces. The tribunal was presided over by Lieutenant General Joseph Mutombo Katalayi, who announced the verdict on Sunday. Delivering the judgment, he said Kabila was guilty of murder, torture, sexual assault, and insurrection. In applying Article 7 of the Military Penal Code, the court imposes a single sentence, namely the most severe one, which is the death penalty, Katalayi declared. In addition to the capital punishment, Kabila was ordered to pay approximately $50 billion in damages to the Congolese state and to victims of violence attributed to his leadership. Kabila was not present at the trial, nor was he represented by legal counsel. His current whereabouts remain unclear. Reports indicate that since leaving office, he has spent much of his time in South Africa, though he appeared in May this year in Goma, a city in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, under the control of M23 rebels. His absence from the courtroom has fueled criticism that the trial was politically motivated, with Kabila himself having previously dismissed accusations against him as a product of a politicized judiciary. The conviction stems from long-standing allegations that Kabila backed M23 rebels as they advanced in the conflict-ridden eastern provinces. M23, an armed Tutsi-led group, has repeatedly been accused of atrocities, including killings, mass displacement, and sexual violence. Though officially disbanded in 2013, the group has resurged since 2021, seizing swathes of territory in North Kivu and South Kivu provinces. The UN estimates that thousands have been killed in this year's fighting alone, with hundreds of thousands forced from their homes. The political fallout of the court's decision is expected to deepen divisions in the country. Kabila left power in 2019 after violent protests, handing over to current President Felix Tshisekedi. Initially, the two leaders entered into an awkward power-sharing arrangement, but relations quickly deteriorated. Tshisekedi has accused Kabila of orchestrating instability, telling the Munich Security Conference earlier this year that his predecessor had sponsored M23's insurgency. The trial and verdict come amid fragile peace efforts. A US-brokered peace agreement was signed in June between the Congolese government and M23 rebels, but both sides accuse the other of breaking the accord. Fighting has continued despite the truce, and both the DRC military and M23 have reinforced their positions on the ground. Rwanda has also been accused by Kinshasa and international observers of backing M23 militarily, a charge Kigali denies, claiming instead that its interventions are aimed at neutralizing ethnic Hutu militia linked to the 1994 Rwandan genocide. The implications of Kabila's sentencing are enormous. Beyond the death penalty, the ruling also strips his political movement of legitimacy. Tshisekedi's government has already suspended Kabila's political party and seized assets belonging to its leaders. This move signals a clear attempt to dismantle what remains of Kabila's influence in Congolese politics, even as his loyalists argue that the case is little more than political revenge. Joseph Kabila's nearly two-decade rule was marked by both hopes of stability and recurring cycles of conflict. He rose to power in 2001 after the assassination of his father, Laurent Désiré Kabila, and remained in office until protests forced him to step aside in 2019. Today's verdict not only closes another chapter in his controversial legacy, but also threatens to escalate tensions in a country already struggling with war, poverty, and corruption. Whether this ruling brings accountability or sparks further instability remains an open and pressing question for the Democratic Republic of the Congo.